Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. Dak FTW here, and I am doing a special video. This is the Halo 5 Guardians Early Access Multiplayer Beta video. The beta goes live to everybody on December 29th and runs until January 16th, but I and some other lucky people were able to get in early for, I believe it was 3 or 4 days, and play it in advance. Generally, the people getting into it early are usually going to be your the people who have helped contribute to Halo. So like your developers will have access to it. Your the press will have access to it to do reviews. Select famous YouTubers will have access to it, as well as people like Rooster Teeth, who, like I said, contributed a lot to the Halo universe, as well as even themselves being famous YouTubers. I myself am not a famous YouTuber. Select retailers will also get into it, and I was lucky enough to be one of the people chosen to get into the early access beta. So I'm going to dive on in, show you guys some gameplay. I am doing this video a little bit different. I did record audio live for the video, but instead I am trying to do kind of a voiceover thing instead, because commentator, I guess, kind of way to go about this video. So I just wanted to give that a try, see how it would be, see if it felt better than doing the audio live or not. I do enjoy doing audio live, but I am kind of curious to see if I can do some stuff, I guess, successfully through commentating. So anyway, moving on. The beta itself is an arena multiplayer beta. That's going to be very similar to what they did for Halo Reach, meaning that it's going to be just a select area of the multiplayer. Now for this beta, they are going pretty well out, and they do give good incentive to keep playing it throughout the course of the 3 weeks that it's available, because what they're doing is every week they will be adding more maps and more game types into the rotation and into the cycle. As of right now, all that's available are 2 maps and the Slayer game type, a 4v4 Slayer game type, but by the end there could be, there will be 7 maps, and there could be like 4 or 5 different game types depending. Now, as you can see, like I said right here, the featured playlist is Slayer. It's 4v4 with a max people of 8, of course, max party of 4, so you can't have, one person on the other team sabotaging or anything like people used to do back in the day. And what they've done is you can kind of see the little lobby searches. It pulls up all the players. You can see their names and everything immediately. It doesn't look like, at least for the beta, there's a section where you view other people's characters or file shares or anything just yet. I'm assuming that'll be in by the final version of the game. And as you can see, controller settings are all here. It's all the same stuff as you'd find in the Master Chief Collection and all previous Halo titles. And I just spent a minute to set up my controller, mess around with the settings. I personally stick around and use Recon, but that's just my personal preference. I find it just to be the best one for me. I've tested out some of the other ones, and while I do like some of them, that one I think has just been my favorite. But I mean, all the classics are there: Bumper Jumper, Southpaw, everything is there, and there's very little variation between the older games and this new one, at least as of right now. And of course, there's a section so you can view your record. When you actually get a record, you can customize your Spartan. Even during this beta, you can unlock armor and different things for your character the more you play and the more you rank up. And you can, of course, customize your service tag. I'm hoping by the final version it will be able to have a 3-letter service tag, and or set it up kind of like they did with the older games. For some reason, as of right now, 3-letter ones don't work, but I know for some of the past games 3 letters did work. I mean, and the only glitch I've really experienced with this beta at this point was with the service tag. Sometimes it doesn't load or show up for other people, but that's not even a big deal. That's just something that can easily be fixed. So now I'm just kind of looking for some players so I can dive into a game. There are 2 maps currently available. One is a new map, one is a remake of a Halo favorite, and as you'll see that I'll be getting that map this time. I do have a video of the other map, and I will hopefully be doing a similar format for that video, doing some nice overview commentation for it. And then I just look at some of the other players, and you can see it does keep track of total play time, it keeps track of weapons, level, how many kills you have, etc. And the map I am going to be on is, when it's done loading, there we go. It's called Truth. And Truth is a remake of a Halo favorite known as Midship. Now, I do think that the games have kind of steered away from the idea of being a simulation event onto being more of a kind of I guess the good word to put would be kind of a sporting event kind of thing. Like Griffball is a sporting event that you can play in Halo, kind of be more like that. So instead of it being simulation, it's actually becoming more of like a sports league as well. Not so much in terms of sports, but in terms of like the competitive competition, because as you can see from the beginning of that video, the teams walked out, they're all waving, celebrating like an audience would be watching them. And as you can see here, I'm running around with the Prophet's Bane. That is at the sword. I believe that it means that there's two different versions of the sword. I think the classic energy sword will be back, and then this is a very specific sword. I think this is the kind of thing that you would expect to see, like the Honor Guard elites and the higher ranked elites to have. And I'm assuming it's back in because of the way it ties into the game. Now, when I was going for the sword, I don't know if you saw, but I did actually climb and pull myself up onto that ledge automatically. That is a new feature that they've added in. It only works on certain ledges in certain areas, so it's not like you can do it all the time. But it is a very interesting feature that definitely does help if you're getting that jump and you're a little close, but you miss or something. And I don't know if you remember, but at the very beginning there was also a shoulder charge. You'll see that again as well. If you don't melee, but you press the melee while you're sprinting, you actually can do this kind of shoulder charge. That's what those lights were coming out of that guy's back. That, to the best of my knowledge, can be used to ram someone and kill them, as well as it can be used to, just kind of boost yourself across a gap or something like that, quickly if needed. You can see I'm running around with the Magnum, which does have a downside version. Can scope a little bit. As you can see here, the sword does not have the lunge, or at least this version of the sword does not have the lunge that it used to. I do consider that to be a pretty good thing. The only place I'd see it actually being a place of issue would be Griffball, and that's why I'm wondering if this is a different type of sword, because otherwise Griffball will be very different. And as you can see here, even the medals have been toned down a little bit. I don't know if this is just because it's a beta, or if it's because the game itself is just going to have toned down the medals. Halo 4 did have a good medal system, but they gave medals to everything and made everybody be able to get them, and making everyone feel like a winner really takes away from the overall competition of the thing. I don't mind getting medals, I like getting medals, I like doing everything I can, but at the same time, if I'm getting completely destroyed and I'm gonna lose, I mean, I'm perfectly content, just losing. I don't need to sit here and get 400 medals to help show me that I'm also a winner. Now this right here is an SMG, and I really like this SMG. It's got a little scope in it. You can zoom in a little bit. You can do what you want with it, and it looks very nice. All the weapons and stuff, the graphics look phenomenal. The lighting is great. Like I said, the graphics look good. I didn't actually get time to look out the windows of this map, but I'm very impressed with what I did see as I was running by. As you can see here, I'm using the VR, which looks nice as well. On this map, there are, I believe, 5 or 6 different weapons and grenades. Of course, you have your starting frag grenades. There's plasma grenades on the map because it's midship. You have the pistol, which is your secondary, the assault rifle, which is your primary, the battle rifle, the DMR, and the sword, and the SMG. So right now there's technically 8 different weapons on the map that you can use. And then from there, I mean, that's all that I found in this particular game type. There's no telling what the other game types may or may not have. However, I'm perfectly fine with just being able to run around with all these. I do like the fact that there's no loadouts, so you can't just, not everyone can spawn in with precision weapons weapons right off the bat. I'm glad that that's gone. I do like the idea of loadouts in terms of being able to like customize a little bit. You know, being able to pick different abilities, you know, like set up your character with grenades and stuff. But I think when it comes to primaries and secondaries, it should always be whatever spawns on the map. And then, I mean, that's just my personal opinion with that one. That's what I like the most. I don't have any real complaints from that. I mean, the precision weapons, being able to spawn with them is nice in Halo 4, but at the same time, I mean, I don't think it does that well of a fit for Halo as a series. So I'm glad they kind of went back to this area where you don't really get to pick. You kind of just spawn with whatever the game type has, and you go from there. But I mean, like I said, everything about this game so far looks great. I'm really looking forward to the multiplayer, based off at least to the beta. You know, seeing the other maps, being able to play them, dive in, seeing what other kind of game types and stuff they're going to come up with. I mean, right now they're Slayer. I would assume that for the beta, they'll probably release some sort of objective game type, some sort of probably free-for-all game type, and then maybe one more, because they already have Slayer, so maybe they'll do one more kind of fun one. But then from there, I don't expect too many other things. Map-wise, I expect a combo of new maps and remakes. I'm really hoping what they'll be doing with this game is loading it down with maps like the older game used to have. And I just stuck that guy and then headshotted him before the grenade could explode. I do really like this Magnum here. I hope that they tweak the damage just a little bit, because it does seem to take a lot to kill people with it. But I mean, overall, I do like it. I like the fact that you can go down sight with it. The fact that you can just kind of hold it like that if you want. And it does have a nice, I believe, 12-round clip. But I do wish it, by the final version of the game, it will do a little bit more damage. SMG is pretty good. I mean, right now, the only thing that I think needs some tweaking with this beta, like I said, is weapon damage by the final version of the game, but they'll be able to use all the data from the game to be able to determine that.
5 minutes remain.
Now, I don't know if there's anything hidden around or not in this map. I haven't been able to look and inspect and see. However, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something hidden, or at least if there will be something hidden by the final version of the game. But I will tell you, this game is very fun. It feels like a Halo game. And for those of you who play Halo, I'm sure you'll know exactly what I mean. And those of you who don't, I'm sure that there's a kind of game that you can understand where, like, if you can play it and you can play something, so you can tell that like this doesn't feel like that kind of game. Or there's that one sequel or that one version that doesn't feel like that kind of game. I just got the short charge kill right there. And then as you can see at the end, it shows everybody celebrating and having a good time. It does show your custom armor and everything, and that's what makes me think it's more of a I guess more of a competition, but kind of like a sporting event, like more so than like just a straight up simulation. As you can see, all the stats are posted down below. We were actually down a person. We won, and then I go back and it loads up some nice concept art in the loading screen to kind of show you some of the potential places and things we'll be doing in the next Halo. Honestly, my expectations for Halo 5 are set pretty high, not to the point of overhype, but I am really excited and looking forward to it. I do expect it to be very well done, especially in terms of story and in terms of content. Arbiter's supposed to be back. You got Locke and his group like tracking down Chief. Chief's trying to like track down Halsey, I guess, to get Cortana back or something like that. And you got the brink of another Covenant civil war kind of breaking out, and it just looks very good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little video. I'll hopefully be able to show off another one soon, and until next time, Merry Christmas from Dak FTW.